Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Dan Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Burt. Hope you had an awesome day today. All right, so today's podcast is going to be a little different. I'm just going to do audio today since it's just me solo. Gave Jake and Brandon a day off today, so hope you don't mind that at all. So today's topics we're going to talk about really and discuss are some things that are happening in the MCU right now, such as the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series coming out next week. Alongside that, there's some new Spider-Man No Way Home talk that's going around, and also some new set photos of Thor: Love and Thunder with Jane Foster. I don't know if you've seen the pictures yet, but Natalie Portman, Lord have mercy, she is looking mighty buff. Okay, and some other things along top of that we'll discuss later on. So today, I really just want to talk about the big speculations and everything that's going on with the MCU, mainly focusing with just Spider-Man and then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So let's start off with the Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're starting to get into the premiere of it as of next week. After we get done with the WandaVision making video that Disney Plus is about to come out this week with. So, the hype for the Falcon and Winter Soldier is, up there where WandaVision was basically, in my take on it, if Marvel Studios does almost the same thing in the sense of something new and exciting like they did with WandaVision, the Falcon and Winter Soldier series is up there on my top list of things, to see and excited for and whatnot. So let's just talk about and look at the first character posters that got released by Marvel a couple of days ago. And they emphasize really the main characters along with Baron Zemo as the villain. Now, a lot of speculation has gone into play that Baron Zemo isn't actually the main villain, compared to where he was premiered in Captain America. I'm losing my mind. Civil War. Sorry about that. Anyway, so really, I just want to talk about the posters and how the characters are going to look in the series. Quite different from what we previously seen them as in other Marvel movies, such as Infinity War and Endgame, and of course, Agent Carter with Civil War. So let's just start off with Sam Wilson, the Falcon. Right now, we're getting, from what it looks like, a very comic book accurate costume. Now, saying that, it's predominantly what it's going to look like: red, white, a lot of black metal, and everything going along with it. Basically, getting the sense of what we got from the comic books, primarily a lot of red. On top of that, Anthony Mackie has talked about that, the Falcon will get like a Tony Stark kind of upgrade along with this. So maybe we'll see, some major upgrades that the wings can do. I mean, I don't know if y'all seen some of the trailers being released, but like the wings can like morph into like different shapes and shields and all this stuff. So, very interesting to see. I love the new costume and everything of it. Just looks great in my opinion. All right. So the next one we're going to go on to is the Winter Soldier, in other words, Bucky Barnes. So Bucky Barnes in the new character poster kind of resembles what he looked like when in the comic books when he was alongside Captain America in the early comic books. And I mean like early. So, but in this character poster that they released, we get a nice new shot of a new uniform. Alongside that, we get to see his new vibranium arm that he got from Wakanda by Shuri. And a lot of people are saying that this new arm will do a lot of different things. Now, what that will be, nobody knows, honestly. But, it's going to be interesting how it's going to be used, especially with some of the villains and villainous characters that are supposed to be in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. In the sense I've read that it's supposed to be like almost super soldier like kind of thing. So maybe this is an introduction into the Weapon X program that, alongside made Wolverine. And that's what Captain America basically was in the comic books, was a Weapon X program from when it first started. But like I said, the new costume for Bucky, just not really what we've been used to alongside other movies that he's been in with more darker colors, but in the sense this kind of, resembles the classic Bucky Barnes from the comic book. So the next character poster we got is Agent Carter. Not really much going on with this poster in the sense of just them showing us what she'll look like most likely. Kind of a rogue spy looking kind of theme going on here. The last time we saw her was in Civil War, so not really sure if she's going undercover or is a fugitive to the Sokovia Accords and everything. So, it'd be interesting to see. Not a lot of people, know if, whether or not she was snapped away in Infinity War or whatever. But I think she'll be in alliance with Bucky and the Falcon and everything. So, interesting to see how they'll use that character in the series. And then lastly, the last character poster we're going to talk about is Baron Zemo. And when I tell you they're trying to go with comic book accurate of a lot of characters now, especially moving forward with the MCU, you could not ask for more accurate, depiction of this character. He's finally getting his purple mask that we didn't get to see in Civil War, but a lot of people are saying that the mask resembles Thanos. That is his motive because of how Thanos, ripped apart or tore apart the Avengers in Infinity War and everything. And he wants to kind of put that same fear back into them going into the future of the MCU. So, but, like I said, you could not ask for a better costume and everything alongside that. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is Spider-Man No Way Home. So some set pictures have been posted online and taken pictures of. And for the most part, it just really little details here and there that are a little bit different from the Far From Home suit. Really, a lot of people are speculating that, it won't be just Tom Holland donning this Far From Home suit. From one set picture and video, it looks like there's a little bulkier stuntman along with that, and he doesn't have his web cartridges on his utility belt. So a lot of people are speculating that would be a Tobey Maguire reference and that he will somehow don the suit in No Way Home, since apparently not apparently, but it is a multiverse. It's been confirmed by Kevin Feige himself that this is part of the multiverse storyline that started with WandaVision. And, this may be a way that they clear Tom Holland's Peter Parker's name from being, saying that he killed Mysterio and everything at the end of Far From Home. So, but like I said, these set photos, really, there's not much difference in the details other than, little nitpicking things here or there. But honestly, it could all end up looking the exact same with CGI once they finish, editing the movie and getting done shooting it. I mean, it's still currently going on shooting. And like I said, not a lot of people know whether or not this is actually going to be like a Spider-Verse kind of live action thing with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield joining in. But everything's kind of pointing towards that, especially when Zendaya on an interview said that she will be that she was working with what's his name, Alfred Molina, Doc Ock from the Tobey Maguire era, Spider-Man 2, and that he was great to work with on the set. So, and then of course we had Jamie Foxx leak last year that, or say on Instagram that, hey, I'll be back as Electro, but I won't be blue this time, So of course that went off the air, going crazy with everybody speculating that he'll be back facing Tom Holland. So, it'll definitely be interesting to see how they play along with this movie. And I have, all full faith with John Watts directing it. He's given us, great things. And of course, Kevin Feige thinks so too, and giving him the control, the Fantastic Four whenever we get that movie. But alongside these set photos, they did release some new stills of the movie with Jacob and Zendaya along with Tom Holland. And it looks like these set pictures look to be in the Sanctum Sanctorum, is what a lot of people are speculating, just based off what the floor is in the second still right here. Down below on the floor, apparently the floor patterns match that of the Doctor Strange movie. And whenever we see the Sanctum Sanctorum with Doctor Strange, And of course, in this picture, you have all three of these characters looking up in the air like somebody's floating, kind of like what Doctor Strange does with the cloak of levitation. So, and it looks like they're just wandering around trying to find, look for something exactly, or just, trying to find a way to stay safe along with this. So, of course, that's our Spider-Man talk. Oh, one more thing on top of that. Apparently, there is rumors going around also that the Spider-Man franchise between Marvel and Sony will be split into two franchises within the MCU. One will follow Tom Holland's Peter Parker into college, which I guess that makes kind of sense because we started his sophomore year with Homecoming, junior year with Far From Home, and I guess, No Way Home would kind of deal with, or at least be in the time frame of him being a senior in high school. So I kind of like this idea. We're seeing a Spider-Man grow up, unlike some of the previous versions. Tobey Maguire, we kind of just skipped around a lot, and then Andrew Garfield was a senior going into graduating actually in the second movie, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, but apparently this rumor says also that we will see a young Miles Morales, probably like 13 or 14, and he will reportedly join the Young Avengers. So, keep this as a grain of salt right now, just because, Tom Holland said previously about a week or two ago that he's no longer signed a contract with Marvel or Sony, that like No Way Home is his last movie on his contract. So not to say he won't sign another one. And by all means, Sony needs to keep Spider-Man in the MCU just because they really don't know what they're doing story-wise. But, that's a whole story for another day along with that. So, all right. So moving on to Thor, Love and Thunder. So we've got some set pictures of Natalie Portman down in Australia where they're shooting Thor, Love and Thunder with Taika Waititi. And these set pictures and videos show Natalie Portman at like a memorial, kind of, I guess, to memorialize Odin from when he died in Thor Ragnarok and everything. And these set pictures and videos kind of show Natalie Portman, looks like she's gaining some power, because you have these two blue visual effect guys like holding her up in a little machine, and like she's levitating in that sense, and she starts basically acting like she's like gaining some power, superpower, or some shape, form, or fashion. But really, the picture that threw me off big time was the picture of her without a jacket on, showing her biceps. Boy, she is jacked on this. And I guess she took some workout advice from Chris Hemsworth, because boy, when I tell you she's walking around like Dwayne Rock Johnson and look like she's back, like I'm all about people getting into roles and everything. So this movie, it looks, and it's been told to kind of play a part with the Mighty Thor, where Jane Foster takes over the Thor mantle and the powers and everything. So it'll be interesting how this storyline, or that storyline, plays along with the one that Taika Waititi's trying to tell within the MCU and everything. So that's really some of the big news about the upcoming series and movies dealing with Marvel. Lastly, we're going to talk about WandaVision real quick. WandaVision has been nominated, or at least the director, Matt Shankman, has been nominated by the Directors Guild of America for movie and television and limited series. This is a really big thing and a big award, especially since, this was a, kind of a up in the air kind of series. Not a lot of people knew like how they were going to do this series, in the sense, especially when said they were going through the sitcoms of the decades. So, but by all means, I think a lot of people enjoyed it. I enjoyed the WandaVision series a lot. I think the storytelling of it was great by all means. And of course, there's talk about Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen getting an Emmy nomination, hopefully, just because of how they acted together, and you can really tell the chemistry between them, definitely grew a lot doing this series. And, they really brought their characters onto the screen. And, I can only hope and pray that we get a WandaVision season 2. Now, how that would be or what storyline that tells, it's kind of up in the air. But of course, we did see Wanda at the end, at the finale of WandaVision, doing her own thing with the Darkhold. And of course, that all ties into Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. So we shall see how that will go. But guys, that will do it for me. Just a quick little discussion about things popping up in the MCU. Hope you don't mind this format, how I'm gonna do it from now on every Wednesday or so. But we will be back to normal on Sunday with Jake and Brandon, and hopefully we'll get Katie Rose upon here as well. So, all right, guys. Well, that will do it for the Dan Talk podcast. Y'all have a great night.